Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your warden, Dimitri Shine, and today we're going to be talking about some tips on how you can Zenkai this Trunks as fast as possible. I mean, with just a few days left until he gets Zenkai'd, now's the time to be preparing for that horrendous 700 to 1400% adventure grind you're going to have to do, because it's just going to be adventures to get the souls. And, of course, mentally preparing yourself to play co-op the proper amount of times to get into Zenkai 7 in the first place. Now, before we continue, this is for people who want him Zenkai'd within the first couple days. This is not for people who want to go at their own pace. Like, honestly, there's no limit in which you have to do this. You just got to make sure you get into Zenkai 7, and you got to make sure that you get the Super and Rising Souls needed from the actual Legends Road event before the event goes away. But in terms of the Zenkai Souls and the normal Blue Rising Souls, there's no limit to the amount of time it'll make you take in order to do this. You can go at your own pace. This is for people who want a reasonable, fast as possible. For people who may not have a lot of Zenkai Souls, who may not have, a lot of Rising Souls, what have you, people who need to do a large grind, but also want to do it as quickly as possible. This is not going to help people who regularly grind Zenkai and Rising Souls and already have the resources. And this is not going to help people who specifically want to go at their own pace. This is for people who don't have the resources, but want to get them as fast as possible. Reasonably, of course. I'm not going to ask you to do co-op 300 times a day or anything, but you will be doing co-op far more than 300 times. You'll probably be doing co-op close to 1,000 times within the next week. Now that I think about it, I am probably going to be asking you to do co-op like 100 to 200 times a day. Keep in mind, though, that's also part of the Zenkai Trunks thing as well. Like, this is for people who want him at Zenkai 7 within like the first week. So let's just get right into it. Let's look at the amount of souls I currently have. So I've been grinding the blue and red Zenkai souls for about 4 days now, and I'm a little bit less than halfway on all the first three. The last three I still need a lot more, but I'm getting close to around halfway there. And at the rate that I'm going, I'd say I'd have enough of the Zenkai souls to 1400% this Trunks by, I want to say, next week, like within maybe 1 week of his Zenkai event coming out. And that's the point. I want you guys to be able to get him very quickly. So what I've done is I've done the co-op mission that gives you the blue Zenkai souls around, I want to say 25 times a day, roughly around that. Well, just co-op in general, really. Both the intermediate that gives you the blue and the advanced that gives you the red. I've been flip-flopping between them around 25 to 30 times a day. And that's what you're going to have to do for the next couple days in order to get the adventures. Now, obviously, if you have stuff to do throughout the day, your best bet is to just take your time. Obviously, this is only going to help people who have the time to play co-op 30, 40, 50 times a day. And that's what you're going to have to do. When the Zenkai event actually comes out, you're going to have to be doing it even more. I would say on average, per day, you'll probably end up having to spend a good 2 to 3 straight hours playing co-op. I'd say at minimum 50 co-op missions, 50 times a day. And I know that sounds daunting, but if you just have one other person to play it with, it's not that bad. Trust me, playing with randoms sucks. That's why I never Zenkai'd Kid Goku, because playing with randoms just ruined my enthusiasm for it. But if you just have so much as one other person to play with, it won't be so bad that you won't want to do it. I think I will want to do it because me and my mans both want to Zenkai this Trunks, so we're likely going to be just doing co-op together. And we're going to be doing a lot of it, and we'll probably live stream it too, just because we'll be doing so much of it. So you'll want to be doing co-op, just the ones that give you the blue and red souls around 30 times per day. At this point, I think you'd want to start doing it around 30 times per day. And that should give you enough blue and red Zenkai souls or Zenkai Adventures to be able to grind up a decent amount of them in that time. So what are you going to be doing here? Now, I just have normal adventures here because I'm also trying to grind Rising Souls. And that's another thing that you need to do. If you don't have any blue Zenkai Souls at that time, and, you know, you're still awake, you can still, you know, play the game, what have you, I would just go into the bonus battle, you know, skip ticket through some runs on the blue bonus battle and then throw some adventures in. You are going to need these last 2 slots if you want to maximize the amount of souls you get. So I would very highly recommend that you, if you have the Z medals, invest into getting these 2 adventure slots. So what I normally do is when I get my blue Zenkai adventures, all 7 of them are filled. Wait an hour, and then whatever blue ones I have left, I usually have another 7. So all 7 of them get filled. And then a third time, all 7 of them get filled. And then after that, I'm usually running low. I usually have maybe 2 or 3 more. So we put the last 3 in, and then we fill the rest with reds. And then after that, the rest of them get filled with reds. And then after that, I'm usually out of Zenkai Souls. So that's when I start putting the normal adventures in and just go through that. Those aren't as bad because the bonus battle by itself, just skip ticketing your way through it, will give you a sufficient amount, so don't worry too much about these. But I'd say on average, you're going to want to be putting adventures in around 7 to 8 times per day if you really want to Zenkai, if you really want to get him fully maxed out within like the first week. You're going to want to be putting the Zenkai adventures in a good like 8 times per day, which yes, requires you to basically be staring at your game for 8 hours. But on top of that, I'd say a good 3 of those hours every single day will probably be spent playing co-op so that you can get him to Zenkai 7 in the first place. So it's not as bad as it seems. Truth be told, I wish they would just like cut all of those resources that you need in half. I don't know why you need so many resources, but you do, and it's gonna deter a lot of people from doing it because they're gonna see these large numbers and they're gonna be like, oh, there's no way I can do that. There is. It'll take you some time, but if you're really dedicated, if you really like that future team or you really like this Trunks, and you really want to make sure that you get this guy maxed out as quickly as possible, you can do it, but it's gonna take some dedication. It's probably not as much as you would have thought though, because I'm telling you, you know, you're gonna have to play co-op maybe 30 times a day. When people see those numbers, I've heard numbers of like 120 times per day. You do not need to play co-op that many times. You do not need to be putting adventures in, you know, for 15, 20 hours a day. It's not that serious. If you don't have the resources, it's not that hard to get, but it can be time consuming. So I do hope that this helped someone, you know, plan out what they're going to do in terms of the Zenkai process. It is going to take some time. There are ways of speeding it up. Now, obviously, like I said earlier, this isn't going to help people that, you know, already have the resources. I think I said it earlier. If I didn't, this isn't going to help people that already have the resources. This isn't going to help people who want to do things at their own pace. This is only for people who do not currently have the resources, but still want to be able to Zenkai him as quickly as possible. And by doing what I'm going to be doing, by doing what I've laid out for you in this video, you should be able to get him Zenkai 7 1400% within the first 7 days of his event coming out. So like I said, I do hope that this helped someone plan out what they're going to do. Also, this isn't going to help anyone who doesn't have the time to do that. I'm sorry if you don't have the time for it. You're just going to have to do it a little bit slower than most. You'll be fine, honestly. This Trunks seems like he's going to be pretty good even at just Zenkai 7. I wouldn't worry too much. If you don't have the time to dedicate to all that, just get him to Zenkai 7, worry about just getting him to Zenkai 7, and worry about grinding up the Rising and Super Souls before the event goes away, and worry about the Zenkai Souls later. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video or got any knowledge out of it, let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Peace.